Greetings, ladies. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. I have said it so many times, but I want you to hear it again. I know who's here. I know what's happening. Spirit, God, whatever you call the creative source in you, is not in a vacuum. Whatever issues you would bring in the chair tonight, all known by God. Whatever things you believe are impossible. The consciousness of your issues, your problems, your joys, your desires, all known by God. When you stop to meditate, and there's a tendency for you to explain your life, you don't have to. We were there. It's a personal God that you look at. We are in you and always have been. There is no gender on the other side of the veil, none. The gender is only on the planet for you. You'll also find it in other planets for them. And there are multiple reasons why there are genders, but they are different. And when you gather as one gender, especially that on this planet, which is feminine, there's a camaraderie. If you'll allow me, even in the voice of my partner, to become one of you, we think differently. We are softer. We understand things that perhaps the other gender do not. We look at the world perhaps more compassionately and less black and white. There's a sense between us of knowing. There are reasons for this, and the design of your very bodies is more than just giving birth. We have spoken of it before, and the profundity of what you have by carrying all of humanity in your womb. The very fact that you would have the soul being born and having spent 9 months or less or more with you gives that soul an attitude perhaps of who you are. They don't escape the camaraderie of being with the woman at birth. It is meaningful for the planet, which is seated by the seven sisters, a female energy. The softness should not escape you. We are different. What I want you to do tonight is a little bit of what happened the last time we were together, and I want to enhance it. For it is time for you to start remembering who you were, to look at your lineage, and to be proud of it. The first thing is this, I say it again, I'm going to say it almost every time we are together. It is not an accident that you find yourself in the female body this time, and you're comfortable with it. Very. In fact, some of you feel this is where you belong. And that no matter how many lifetimes you may live, the gender switch you might take objection to, for this is where you belong. And that is because this is where you started. It is not an accident that the gender you were in Lemuria, the one time you were there, is the gender you are now. Not an accident. By design, you're right at home. It feels good. But the ancestry that you've been through is what I want to discuss. We have spoken about Yah-E in the past, who is the male priest of Lemuria. You know him by another name here as Todd. It is not an accident that he is male now, and he was male then. For the things that he must do require a male to do them now, just as they did then. It has to do with more than you know. For part of what he did was to lend his seed into the process of seeding the planet, because his mother was Pleiadian. Now, it is no accident that Meliha is the leader here. And she is the one who was awakened. And she's awakened slowly but appropriately in her time, in order to take her power. Now, she has never been told this before. The passing of her beloved gave her permission to take her power. This was one of the reasons, Meliha, that Sid left when he did. For you needed to stand and be alone for now, in this moment, in this year, and do what you are doing here. It is the product of your ancestry, who you've been, what you've done, in order to give you the energy of being the sole woman to lead so many who are in your place. It is appropriate and beautiful that it happened the way it did. And here you are. And we recognize you. What is your ancestry, ladies? What have you been through? Both genders. And this is tonight what I wish you to work on. For in order to participate fully as a woman, we need to drop that which has come in between then and now. You can do it. You can do it for just an hour and a half if you wish. What we wish is a dispensation here, so none of the things that have happened between then and now will affect you. And I say this because there is so much you've experienced. As women, the loss of children along the way as pioneers, they weren't expected to live, many of them did not. Today it's unheard of. Then it was commonplace. There's nothing like it. And you sat up and you continued. And you tried it again. The place that you were put in your gender by the men, non-appreciation, we suffered it. And we were there with you. On the other side of the coin, as males that you were, the wars that you were in, the faces of those you killed in battle that you got to see before the blade went into their heart, and how you handled that as a human being is in your Akash. Both genders going through hardships and hard times and short lives, all in your Akash. And right now, you don't need it. Right now, for these moments, you don't need it. There is power in consciousness, and for one of the first times, perhaps the second, I'm going to tell you this. You can put these things away temporarily anytime you want to and concentrate on who you really are. Right now. With the power that you have, a feminine consciousness, the softness that you are giving the planet. The planet is becoming softer, more like you. Mother energy is what it's all about at the moment. The planet is steering its course in consciousness to be more mother-like. Never has there been a time in history where you've been more important in the gender that you are. We are. There is no gender on my side of the veil. So do this with me now. I want you to put these things away. I want you to say, in your own way, in your own mind to yourself, that you will willingly suppress the memories of everything from Lemuria to today. You don't need them for now. This will purify the ceremony. For what you were then, you are now, and some of you will even remember it. And what has happened in between was simply growing up. And here you are, ready to work. Let it begin. And so it is.